Something unexpected happens in the final scene of Heartland Season 19. A moment so quiet yet so powerful that it hits harder than any twist. It feels like the end of a chapter we've been turning for years, and the beginning of something none of us saw coming. This last scene doesn't shout, it whispers. But that whisper changes everything. Right before the final scene of Season 19, whole ranch feels different, almost like the air itself knows that something important is about to happen. Amy has spent the entire season learning how to let go of old pain while still holding on to the parts of her past that matter. She's stronger now, but strength always comes with scars. And the way she walks across the yard shows she has carried every memory with her. Lindy has grown braver, more curious, and more connected to the ranch animals than ever before. Her bond with the horses mirrors the same spark Amy once had as a little girl, and everyone around her feels it. Jack watches them both with that soft, steady look he always gets when he sees family standing on the edge of change. He knows life doesn't stay still, not even at Heartland, and there is a hint of worry mixed with pride in his eyes. Tim stands further back, but even he feels the weight of the moment. After all the storms this family has faced, there is a strange calm settling over the ranch. The kind that only shows up right before a turning point. Everything that happened during the season, every lesson, every loss, every small victory leads to this quiet moment. The sun is low, the sky is painted with soft colors, and the ranch carries that golden glow it gets only at the end of long days. The horses move slowly in the distance, the wind is gentle, and Heartland looks exactly like it did years ago. Yet nothing is the same anymore. Everyone senses that the final scene is not just an ending. It is a choice, a promise, and a step toward a future none of them expected. As the sun sinks lower, the ranch begins to feel strangely alive, almost as if it's breathing along with the people who call it home. The sky turns a deep orange, casting long shadows across the barn and fields. It's the kind of light that makes everything look touched by memory. And this is when Heartland changes quietly, almost invisibly. It's not loud or dramatic, but the shift is so real that even the horses lift their heads. Sensing something humans can only feel in their bones, Amy slows her steps for a moment, as if she's listening to the ground. She's been fighting between holding on and letting go all season. And now, in this fading light, her face shows a softness that hasn't been there in a long time. It's like she's finally ready for whatever comes next, but she doesn't know what next really looks like. Lindy runs her fingers across Spartan's mane, clinging to the comfort she understands better than words. She doesn't say anything, but her silence feels full. Full of questions. Full of hope. Jack leans against the fence, eyes fixed on the horizon. He isn't speaking either, but everything in his posture says he's thinking about the long road this family has walked. He's thinking about the things they've lost and the things they've managed to keep. Heartland has always asked him to be strong, but tonight, even Jack lets himself feel the weight of time. Tim, for once, is not pushing anyone to act or decide. He keeps his distance, hands in his pockets, staring at the barn like it holds answers he can't reach. The ranch is calm. Yet every part of it feels like it's waiting for someone to speak, someone to move, someone to choose. Even the wind seems to quiet down, as if it knows the final moment is close. The trees barely shift, the distant hills look frozen in place, and the soft glow around Heartland makes it look almost unreal, like a memory you replay in slow motion. This isn't just the end of a day, it's the pause before something important. The kind of pause where hearts decide what they truly want. The final scene doesn't start with a big action or a loud moment. It begins with something small, Amy stopping in the middle of the yard, as if the world around her has suddenly gone silent. For a second, she just stands there, breathing slowly, looking at the place that has carried her through every season of her life. The barn doors are slightly open, the lights inside glowing softly, and the sound of the horses settling in creates a calm rhythm. It feels peaceful, but that peace has a weight to it, like the air is holding a secret. Lindy walks up beside her, clutching a small ribbon she used earlier while riding. It slips from her hand and falls to the ground, and for some reason, that tiny moment feels important. Amy bends to pick it up, And as she rises, her eyes catch the sky, now a deep red, fading into purple. It's the kind of sky that shows up only at endings, the kind that tells you something is closing so something new can open. Her expression softens, but you can see something shifting inside her. Something she's been trying to face for a long time. Jack steps forward, his boots crunching on the gravel, and that quiet sound pulls Amy's attention. He doesn't speak, but the look he gives her is full of understanding. It's the same look he once gave her mother, the same one he gave Lou, the same one he gives anyone standing at a crossroads. Amy nods slightly, almost as if she's answering a question he didn't need to ask out loud. Tim moves closer too, but slower, as if he doesn't want to break the moment. His usual fire is gone. Tonight, he's softer, gentler, carrying a kind of acceptance in his eyes. He watches Amy and Lindy with a mix of pride and fear, the kind you feel when someone you love is about to change. And you can't stop it, even if you wanted to. The wind picks up again, brushing through Amy's hair and carrying the familiar scent of hay and dust. Spartan lets out a low sound from the barn, and Amy turns toward it. That one sound seems to pull everything inside her into focus. The final scene isn't dramatic, but it is powerful, because every piece of the ranch, every person standing there, and every memory tied to Heartland is calling her toward something quiet, something brave, something new. What makes this final scene so powerful isn't just what the characters do, it's the quiet symbols woven into every part of the moment. Heartland has always spoken through small things, and here those small things become louder than words. The fading sky, for example, isn't just a sunset. It mirrors the end of a long chapter in Amy's life. The soft purple and red tones echo the years she has spent healing, remembering, and rebuilding. It's as if the sky itself is giving her permission to step forward without fear. The ribbon, Lindy dropped, carries its own meaning too. To anyone else, it's just a writing ribbon. But in this scene, it becomes a symbol of passing something on. Amy picks it up slowly, almost carefully, as if she's holding a piece of her past. When she hands it back to Lindy, their fingers touch for a second. And that brief touch shows something important. Lindy isn't just following her mother's path, she's creating her own. That tiny ribbon becomes a bridge between generations, a reminder that the spirit of Heartland doesn't belong to one person. It moves through all of them. Even Spartan's soft call from the barn is layered with meaning. He's the last living connection to Ty, to Amy's early journey, to the heartbreak and strength that shaped her. His sound isn't random. It's a puller reminder of everything she has survived. The writers chose that moment carefully, using the horse who has been with Amy through every storm as a symbol of continuity. Spartan represents memory, loyalty, and the part of Amy that will never fade. Jack's silent presence is another symbol. He doesn't need speeches or big actions. His simple stance by the fence shows exactly what he has been from the beginning, the anchor of Heartland. He represents the roots, the traditions, values, and love that built the ranch. When he looks at Amy, it's like he's passing on his blessing without saying a word. And then there's the wind. It starts soft, almost gentle, then grows just enough to make the leaves move. In Heartland, wind has always meant change, shifts of seasons, shifts of life. Tonight, the wind is telling Amy and Lindy that a new chapter is calling. Not forced, not rushed, just slowly opening. Nothing loud happens in this scene, yet everything speaks. Every movement, every sound, every piece of nature carries meaning. And together, they guide the characters, especially amid award the choice that will shape what comes next. The final scene carries a quiet message about what comes next. Not just for Amy, but for every person connected to Heartland, even though no one says it out loud. The way they stand together in that fading light reveals the direction their lives are slowly turning toward. For Amy, the meaning is the clearest. She has spent so many seasons fighting her way through grief, rediscovering her strength, and learning how to live without losing the parts of herself she once shared with Ty. But in this moment, you can see something new taking shape. She isn't being pushed forward by pain anymore. She is being pulled forward by possibility, The way she looks at the barn at Spartan, finally at Lindy, shows that her next chapter won't be about holding on. It will be about stepping forward. Lindy's future glows softly in this scene too. The way she watches Amy, the way she holds that little ribbon, the way she stands so close to the horse's all hints at the role she is slowly growing into. She's not just the daughter of Amy Fleming. She's becoming her own kind of horse whisperer, her own kind of storyteller, her own force in the ranch's future. This scene plants the first seed of her independence. You can almost feel Heartland preparing to shift its focus toward her, even if just a